live from the you know what? I got nothing. Ravaged bayous of Louisiana. Here we are on another Thursday. And with just so many things to do other than, anything. Broadcasting on YouTube, my personal Facebook, and the Nakatosh Studios channel, which I have severely neglected for a considerable amount of time. So, no. Absolutely, just I got so many things that howdy rowdy to I don't even know where to go. Just could not come up with anything to do this week. So we're going to look about my desk and see a few random projects that I need to kind of tidy up to get them off of my desk and just, see what we can do. And here's a little hint at one of them. What could it be? Broken Bandai plastic? Is that what we're going to be dealing with tonight? Possibly. So it has been, I want to get some stuff cleared up just out of the bat. So all the hate watchers can go back to screwing off. And there has been a lot of stuff going on addressing YouTubers that I'm not even going to put their names out there anymore because they don't. I'm tired of hearing their name and I'm tired of thinking about them. And I know almost everybody else is too. So I'm going to let the young folk who are doing a fine job take care of cleaning up around the toy community, because there has just been, I understand being passionate about something to the point that you just maybe that's not the right words. No, I see that's it. That's what this week has done to me. I don't even have words for this shit. It just a level of ignorance and hate and thinking that people need to listen to that crap, and it's always somebody else. It's never you. It's always somebody else that is making you express this this ignorance and stupidity. And there's a number of YouTubers who are guilty of it in the toy tuber universe, and but there's I'm going to keep this vague because it's not just this one. He's the loudest, but he's not. And I know if I start talking about this, that is just going to be the rest of my night. And I am really trying to keep my blood pressure down because I've got my own personal issues with this idiot. And but if you want to know what's going on, check out Rowdy Riles' last couple posts. especially the video that she just posted yesterday with "We're not done talking about this." I think it was very well put, and honestly, I think it kind of just for me, just that's all that needs to be said about it. So it, and then there's some that speak a lot stronger, and I don't know. I've damn sure said my piece about it, and I am of a mind that when you are trying to confront somebody of a certain level of ignorance or zealot belief, that you are never going to change that person's mind nor their followers. So it's best just to practice. The Amish had a thing they used to do is shunning. I believe the Quakers were quite good at it, which is just for those of a little modern era. If you've seen Goodfellas, when you know Paul just says, I'm going to give you this money, and then I got to turn my back on you. Well, that's it. I'm just turn your back on that person and never think of them again, even though you know that they ain't done thinking about you, that every morning they wake up and the first thing they got to do is check how many subs they got. And, maybe now all you people that I saw that got one of my stickers at Dallas Fort Worth, uh, maybe now you understand what I put on those stickers. Nobody cares about your subs. Nobody. So that's that. I used to work at some tattoo shops, and they were constantly worried about the shop up the street. What's the shop up the street doing? What are they? What are they? Where are their clients at? What are they? The sooner you quit worrying about them, the sooner those people don't matter, and the people that matter, that person matters to, will never matter to you. And there's always time for redemption. I said this in a conversation. Nobody is, it's never too late for somebody to say, this was wrong. I've saw a better way forward. I'm taking that path, and I want to work towards rebuilding. I can say this because I have, been on that personal journey myself. And I don't know. I hope I don't think young me would recognize old me. So hydrate, people. That's probably everybody's problem. They just need to hydrate. But just I think the old saying is when you point at somebody, you have three fingers pointing back at you. So, before you go spouting hateful things about people, ignorant things, stop and just look at yourself. So, because the world is watching, that's it. That's YouTube. This is high school all over again. And do you want to be that jerk in high school, or do you want to be the one that kind of brings everybody together? But yeah, no argument, and that's not what I'm saying. But I'm talking about, the past is the past. Who you are today is absolutely who you are today. I'm talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about moving forward. You take those mistakes that you made in the past, and I know I've looked in the mirror. I've made those mistakes. Um, Maybe not the same ones as you. I don't know. Who knows? It's just, small world is only so much shit you can do. But there's a popular thing that's always attributed to Einstein. I don't actually know that he ever said that, but I am, as everybody who watches this show knows, a fan of quotes, which is, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results is insanity. Um, well, if you've made those mistakes in the past, they made you who you are today. Do you celebrate those? Are you celebrating those mistakes? You know, if I hurt somebody in the past, knew I hurt them, they knew I hurt them, everybody knew I hurt them, it caused me to believe not to hurt people, and moving forward from today, would I still go and do those same hurtful actions? Um, we're all who we are today because of mistakes we've made. So, it's mistakes. Shit, I'll make mistakes today. I'll make mistakes tomorrow. And hopefully the information I've learned over the years will keep me from making mistakes that will hurt others. Do no harm. Yeah. Man, I listen, I'll be the first to tell you I did some stupid shit. But there's a difference between doing some stupid shit and, uh getting too drunk in free parking, where free parking was the place you always hung out as a kid where I grew up, and dropping the dozens on somebody and starting a fight. There's a big difference between doing that and, actively promoting yourself on YouTube and trying to change people's minds with pseudo psychology and um, making yourself out to be something. I don't even know. Um, just to spread your hate. And, that's more what I'm talking about. So, and that yeah, and listen, it's we're not talking about kids here. We're talking about people old enough to know better. This is it's there's it blows my mind in today's world that when I was a kid, I don't know how old you are, Robert, but um and I'm not asking it, I'm just saying, but it blows my mind that people old enough, like my generation was before internet and internet happening. So we got that nice little void in there where, if you wanted information, you had to acquire it. You had to correspond, with snail mail. You had to go to this ancient place called a library. Um, Giant ruins of columns, moss upon the walls, and an ancient one at the center, looking into a black mirror, bringing him the entrails of a goat, so that he can tell you whether the sun will rise tomorrow. It oh, that is just straight glued. Okay. While we're doing this, I am going to tell you that so I made a Gundam. Got a bunch of metal parts, did all the water transfer decals on them. This thing was about 3.5 months for me to put together. It's been a number of years ago, but about 3.5 months with all the parts, sanding, everything like that. Did not, it's a master grade, but ordered a bunch of the metal replacement parts and a few little special things. So he's not just 100% Bandai, but that's my Char Sabazi, I think. Yeah. Oh, and just pieces falling everywhere. So for years, I've just had him sitting on my shelf on my feet. On my feet, yeah. This is the base. And this is the little holder. Well, this little holder at the end has this one little piece that goes here, and you're supposed to be able to twist and turn it and adjust it and do all this. Well, it broke years ago, and I have not been able to put it back together. So I am, as one of the things I'm working on right now, while I'm just cutting the shit, is yeah, Diaz. I got like I think 4 different sizes going all the way from the little bitty scale to a miniature to this. And one day this is the version Kai, which are the ones that the Gundams I really like, but they are really well detailed. It's got a lot of things. You can open up like every vent on this guy. You can see some of the metal pieces, like the little pieces there. The back end, let's see if I can open it. I'm scared of this guy because 3 months of work, and I'm terrified that I'm gonna, you know what, I'm just take my word for it. It does things. But I really need to get his base fixed. So I am going to do some work that tonight. God, he was a month just doing the water transfers. And I mean, I did every single one. It was terrorizing. So let's use that as a good segue as to moving into Max is done talking about ignorant people. So, and the only thing I want to say about it before I end it is it's not hard. I don't care what this isn't a political belief thing. This isn't a religious belief thing. This is just a basic instinctual moral compass that every human being has. If you see somebody being a piece of shit, say something. Even if it means, oh, you know, I've been on this guy's YouTube channel for 5 years. I've made appearances on his show, and you know, I don't want to speak out against the norm because everybody's going to be against me. Do you know what? Sometimes that just makes you the leader when everybody starts seeing what you are seeing. Just if you see somebody being a dick, just say, hey, you know what? You're being a dick. If they don't stop being a dick, Bounce. I promise you, there are better things to do with your time than just tolerate stupidity and ignorance. So, anyway, that being said, I am done dealing with yesterday's stuff. Unless something else happens and or he finally, or that one particular asshole finally decides to address putting hands on my wife. If you don't know about that, message me. I'll be glad to put it in writing. But I've commented on that before. Anyway, so I've got to figure out how to get this to stick. Now I've got some really good glue somewhere. Oh, by the way, if you don't have this Cobra Law Royal Guard, man, you're missing out, son. I am not just. I was big into. I got so much shit on my desk, so we're gonna have a lot to go over tonight. Like I said, what do you do when you got nothing to do? I was big into Robotech as a kid. The Invid Biotrooper was one of my favorite figures, and it looks so much like this. I swear that Cobra Law had somewhere in there. There had to be some heavy Robotech influence, but this guy, because I'm a completist, and well, hello to you too, Leah. No, anyway. Hi, Leah. How you doing? um, yeah, I'm done till I'm not. Oh, dear God, Diaz. That, oh, only 2K? You're getting off cheap. This guy, the only problem that I really have with this figure is that you have to buy 3 of them, or 3 or 4, to kind of get a scattering of how, as a troop builder, this is a perfect troop builder. If this goes out of stock, which it's already doing, it looks like, it's going to be hard to really pull off its troop building qualities, because you almost need about 3 or 4 of these with all the different accessories you can interchange on this guy. You can have any Royal Guard that you want. It's good. I like it. I like it a lot. So anyway, I've got this really good glue that I got from the Hasbro boys. Not the new Hasbro boys, the old Hasbro boys. And speaking of Hasbro, I got a little something that I showed off the other night when my video and AV shit was just totally going berserk, and I will bring them out again tonight and show these off for everybody. But first, I want to get this Sabazi fixed. Let's see. You guys want overhead cam? Who doesn't want overhead cam? There we go. Gonna do that. And let's just bring it all out there. So you can see where I've obviously tried to glue something at some point, and looks like it didn't stick, but maybe a little. think the only water transfer was the little placard, and there was absolutely come with this, but I absolutely could not find anything that would fit on that. So anyway, all right. So we need a drill bit and we need something to peg this before I glue. And let's see. Where have I got? I know where a lot of them are. The other room. The room that I had a waterfall in yesterday. Yeah, I love having a leak. There is nothing. Uno momento, por favor. Hey, Max, you should prep for your show. Oh, really? Should I do that? All right, I give up. We're calling for little assistance of help. Little assistant. Oh, little assistant. May I have a pin vise with a drill in it, please? Works every time. Somebody say Ronnie. Oh man. Why is it? I gotta ask this. Why is it every time, yes, that I need moral correction? Oh, you are a saint. It's always the Australians that bring me back. What is it about that? Is it just is it when you get those red skies that that you know that every day is apocalypse? So you know that just hey mate, don't be a cunt, you know? Yeah, it's it's always the Australians. It just you just think there's no hope left for the world. And then just find an Australian podcaster and you're like, okay, you know what? I'm going to be all right. The world's going to be all right because Australians. And also because I refuse to leave this planet until I buy Sharky a pint. And if you that that is just my new I've been trying to pivot for so long to just find a new direction to go in and what to do and how to do it. And I've just decided that, you know, what I need to do from now on is figure out a way to buy Sharky a pint. All right. So we've got a good little pinhole right there. We've already got the same pinhole right here. So now I need a good plastic. Clean your workspace. See, now I'm going to do shitty Australian accents all night. Thanks, Ronnie. It was a great show the other night, by the way. Hell yeah. That you just made my week. That's I don't need to hear nothing else. Good night, everybody. Oh, that we just I it's everybody keeps talking about these toy tubers getting together and for conventions and stuff like that. I got an idea for a convention. It's just toy tubers who aren't dicks convention. But, I'm pretty sure that there would be nobody there. All right. Now I've got this great hoard of Hasbro plastic. And I'm willing to bet that somewhere in here, yeah, this is the good stuff. This is from a vac mold that all the Hasbro toy designers from the 80s and the 90s made, and got to go to a little get together with them, and that ought to be more than enough plastic. So what I'm going to do is I got this is my favorite tool. You know why? Because they're called nippers. Nippers. What are you playing with, Max? Nippers. Why are you playing with them? Because they're nippers. Let's see. All right. I need them about half that size. It's going to be good. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut these until they fill that hole. Is all I'm looking for at this point is just, I don't need a hard pin, or else I'd just go cut off a drill bit or something and stick it in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to fill that with little chunks of this until it kind of gives me what I want. And then I will just fabricate it from there. Oh, until I stab myself with one of them. Oh yeah, there will probably be blood on the channel tonight. So just so you know, I haven't planned anything other than upsetting my wife because I got on a step stool. I'm not technically allowed to be more than a foot or so off terra firma, and had Sabazi here up on the shelf. Had to go and get it down, and of course, I'm a man's man, so I can't be calling for the woman folk to come help me. And which I absolutely should have done. Okay, come on. Get it. I may need more than just a piece or two of this. Hey, listen, while I'm doing this, y'all do me a favor, hit that like button. For some reason, even people who are sub to me are not seeing this. I think I might have dropped too many FC and T bombs over the last little bit, and YouTube no likey. I don't know where that piece just went. See, I don't want this to be too loose because it has to support the weight of this entire thing. And listen, I'm here to tell you, this guy, that's a hefty amount of plastic. So I need it to be a little solid. I may have to cut these things down. Just maybe just this. We might be kinfolk. Family friendly. Yeah. I, I don't know if I want to be family friendly. I definitely just, I am, I've had media and broadcast training. And let me tell you, the first time your station manager calls you up and says, if I have to explain to the FCC why you just dropped an F-bomb on a radio station, that fine is going to be all yours. And as people who grew up with me can tell you, I had a little habit of trusting my friends to come in when I was on air and helping with the show. And we were all a bunch of foul-mouthed little yokels. Okay, I think I'm going to go ahead and call this good. And I'm going to put the first little bit of glue just to seal these. Oh, I forgot how high this glue gets you. We will definitely not be going over the 2-hour mark tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because Max is going to have to smell this glue. All right, we're going to let that dry for just a few minutes. But I don't know what's going on. I think it has less to do with my language, and I think it has more to do, with me being absent for almost the entire month of January and a little bit of February. So I'm kind of coming back from regular scheduled programming, and YouTube doesn't like you to take breaks. Rowdy was talking about this the other day, that she thought she was shadow banned because a lot of people weren't seeing her post, and I was having the same problem. Like, I wouldn't see, Rowdy was on yesterday, and I didn't even notice it until after it was all over. We are working. Hey, why keep the box? You know what? I got a box right over. Every time I got to throw away a box, I think about you. I have a master grade Sabazi, and I have got to fix the stand because this little bitty hook is all that holds this little chunky boy. And falling all over the place. And I may need to drill just a little bit more. I think I'm going to have to. I really hate that Bandai normally I wouldn't say shit because, you can get these bases wherever, but this is the base that goes with this. So the red plastic matches, and you can't get the same color red anywhere else. And I'm not spending another, God, I think I spent with all the metal parts that I bought, I'm pretty sure I spent like $400 on this guy. And 3 months of my life. So, but what we're working on tonight, why keep the box, is anything that's on my desk that needs done. Diaz, that might be the greatest thing anybody has ever said to me. I've got one of these Mark II designs of my chunky little head um, that I really need to paint one night. And I've got one that he actually, when he does your head scan, um, God, he is amazing at what he does. When he does your head scan, he will actually send you a painted version. And he did a great job. Absolutely. Zero complaints other than I'm a chunky boy. And when I lose all this weight, I'm going to have to go and get rescanned. So instead of fitting on an Atlas or Roadblock body, I will have to, I can fit on the a smaller. Okay. All right. So I need to cut or nip, as they would say. Won't that much. I want to get this started on here. Getting the hole you. I might have took off too much. See, that is a great thing about this Hasbro plastic. This stuff melts to almost a liquid form. Um, you can fabricate anything. I've got. Oh, I need to dust my shelves. This is the little piranha that I started putting together, and it was just when I was starting to get into the fabricating mood of what I wanted to do with it. They were like the whole room just reeked of this glue, and they were like, "Okay, y'all got to go." So that I think what I'm gonna do is, but the like I said, the great thing about it is it just melts like butter. It's a positive and negative. It's really great when you're trying to combine plastics. It is really bad when you're trying to combine plastics. So you just kind of have to watch it a little bit, make sure you don't oversaturate, which is super easy to do and super what I do constantly. Yeah, like just now. Yeah, like just now, all over. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Still do have a couple moving parts on this thing that I don't want to screw up. Well, I can tell you what, that little water transfer sticker on there is never going anywhere. All right. Guess I'm just going to set that over here off to the side, and we're going to let that dry. It doesn't take too long. Okay. All right. So if that works, then problem solved. Great. I don't think I have anything else broken on Sabazi. God, he is just, I mean, all the way down. You can open that up, and all these little individual bombs come out. Open each one like I really went overboard on this thing. You know, some Gundams, I just throw them together and we're good to go. Move on. And this guy, I just, with the exception of just to the point where I just did not want to paint him. That is. But I mean, there's little pieces that just open up on this guy. All these little under pieces. I've got a lot of metal stuff in there. The rockets. I think you can even open up. It just, this thing scares me to death, honestly. I think there's even a little, yeah. God, I wonder if, oh, did I leave a battery in that thing? Surely not. Here's a little important thing for all you toy collectors out there. Do not leave batteries in your toys. With the exception of those, I actually started. These Energizer Ultimate Lithium, things like my any of my HasLabs or anything like that, I'll put a lithium battery in it because lithium batteries don't explode like some of the other ones. Holy. Some of the best money I ever spent. These little iFixit pieces have a bit for everything. Okay. Whew. God, that glue smells. I really hope that I didn't screw up and leave a battery in this thing because it is most definitely dead. Oh, good. No batteries. But you can tip some batteries in this, and it actually, he's got a little single green eye in there that will glow. So whoever needs to hear this out in Toyland, have you checked the batteries in your toys lately? Because I think you need to do that. Okay, I'm going to leave this out because I've got a feeling it won't be the last time tonight I dig into it. We'll see what else comes up off of Max's desk because like I said, the other night or the other day, we had some rain hit, and I had a waterfall in my spare room, and in my spare room is where all my spare toys sit. So funny how these things go in a certain. There we go. Always goes flat. I think it twists in. So much range of motion in this. It had a waterfall in there, and not it. Or I'm being a video and just man. Listen, if I could turn into anybody, John Hamm would definitely be at the top of my list, and probably close to the top of my wife's list too. So, at trying to remember. So this tailpiece comes off. Come on. That's the thing about these is there we go. It's hard to see where some of the plastic will get I'm trying to see where this little connector piece, that little C-clip, is going to stick. But here, hold on. Let me show you this. So this is the little butt flap. Got the metal pieces in there. But then there we go. There was more to it than that. Oh, yeah, there it is. That twists around. Man, these little metal pieces, I mean, every one of these, there's a little metal piece in each one of these little air vents. Absolute nightmare. Probably not as much of a nightmare as whatever engineer, designed this thing. I think it. Yeah. Okay. So that comes down. And that flips. Okay. But where the C clip? Oh, okay. I remember. I put that thing in upside down. That thing upside down. Okay. So you got. Yep. That was supposed to be pointing up, not down. Really don't want to dismember this entire guy. Okay, so that goes like that. Lick of lonelies. I was gonna fix this toy, but then I got high. You know what? I my younger days, absolutely. That would have completely been me. And I don't even remember what weed smells like anymore. Okay, you know something? I think I need to add one little piece. Tighten it. I hope I just screwed this up. Yay. If in doubt, add more glue. It's okay. Whoa. Holy crap. It just hit me too. All right. I'm going to move that over there. And let's catch up on chat for oh, Afro Man for president. Man, did you hear? So it's time we got to and now the news. So today, apparently, it has come out that the judge who oversaw the Afro Man case yelled at the jurors and questioned them and said, "Where did you, the jurors, go wrong with this case?" Where did you go wrong with the verdict that you came up with? How did you not find Afro Man guilty? And the judge in that case, yeah, he wasn't biased, piece of shit. You were found not guilty on all counts by a jury of your peers. And the judge is going to ask them, where did you as a jury go wrong? In toy news, and I don't want to confuse this with I gotta refill my nicotine. Y'all got me. Yeah. Oh no. You all got me talking politics. No, I'm not talking politics. Anyway, but so Diamond Select. Y'all remember Diamond Select? Why Diamond Select? That's Diamond Select's name. So Diamond Select going through all their bankruptcy. First, they black out how much they were, or they didn't black out how much. $49 million in distribution a year from Wizards of the Coast. and they're trying to they have to auction off all their property because they're bankrupt, because they're stupid, because it's Diamond Select. You know how Diamond Select do. Um, so they black out the expiration date of their contract with Wizards of the Coast to this new company that's going to buy them out of um, bankruptcy. I believe it was Universal Entertainment. Don't hold me to that. I don't remember. There's a YouTuber. It's not Matt with two T's. It's Matt with like six T's. He did a great little piece on it. I think it aired today. I was watching it. But anyway, so the original people buying them out just backed out of the auction. This is, old news. This is last year. So, but apparently during all this time, in Mississippi, they have a huge warehouse, distribution warehouse, full of comic books and product that have been sitting there for at least a year. You didn't get your you hadn't got your fulfillment for a certain product. You didn't get that graphic novel you ordered. And your comic book shop running a little low or put out of fucking business. Sorry. Blood pressure max. And so it's been sitting there in Mississippi, millions of dollars of product just sitting there. And now they have to sue the comic book companies so they can find out who owns it all. It's absolutely, you've got to follow this story. I will try to, I am horrible about, oh yes, Max, post a link in your description. And I want to do that for you, but I don't ever seem to do that. But I will genuinely try to do it this time because it is just, you've got to be following this Diamond Select nonsense. It ain't over yet, kids. It ain't over yet. And you're like, well, but how does this affect me, Max? Well, let me tell you, it is still affecting the companies who bought out Diamond Select, and it is going to be affecting them for a considerable amount of time. And this puts, and as I usually start every show with, support your local comic book shop. I can't say this enough. Apparently I'm going to say it more. My personal, one is Excalibur Comics in Shreveport. I love those guys. They tolerate me. So, support them. If you don't have one local to you, find the closest one to you and just support them. What I've said in the past, they need us. They need our support. They need our business. Just take a few minutes, and especially if you're a YouTuber, especially in the toy community or in any kind of, if you're in anywhere close to the circle of comics and you're a YouTuber and you're not sending out some kind of check out this shop, then boo on you. Boo on you. If you need one, you can use mine. There we go. Come on, focus. Excalibur Cards and Games in Shreveport. You can also find them at www.excaliburccg.com. And I believe that you can order online. They don't sponsor me. I sponsor them by sending them all the business that I possibly can. And I don't care if those guys were the biggest assholes on the planet. I would still support them. Support your local comic book shop. I don't want to hear about how I don't like this guy. I don't want to say nothing. Support your local comic shop, because if one fails, it's a domino effect. You can't just think, you know, if you're in a large metropolitan area and you have maybe 3 comic book shops, if you're lucky, you know, in all of Louisiana, I think there's only 3 comic book shops. From Texarkana all the way down to New Orleans, I think the number is probably I doubt if it's more than 5. And if one fails, you can't think that's good for my other shop, because it's really hard. If you're a comic shop, say there's 2 comic book shops in your town, and one of them has been mean to you. They were mean, you know, because nobody has a bad day ever. And you don't send people their business, and they go under. Well, that is not necessarily good news for the other shop, because then people are going, you as a consumer are now going to have to fight all the other people who used to go to the other shop and are now coming in and buying the things that you want. So now that shop has to figure out a way to double up and know what people are going to continue and how to, and some make it, some don't. Some can take that extra, you know, not everybody's Mile High Comics, which is a goddamn UNESCO World Heritage Site as far as I'm concerned. Mile High Comics in Denver, Colorado. You can't find the comic you're looking for anywhere else. Mile High got it. But anyway, that ranting, Max. I know. Sorry. Is there something else on your desk that you need to be working on? We are letting glue dry. Let me get Sabazi back together and get him off my desk. Butt pack. I'm always scared to death putting stuff together. I've got one of the high res Barbosas that has the metal frame, that I've got a bunch of pieces on it that just keep falling off, and I need to go in and do some really delicate gluing. On him. But it is just, he is an absolute nightmare of a Gundam. Okay. All right. Let's move you. They wish over before I bump you and knock you off, and hopefully before the end of the show, this will be dry enough I can set him up and do that. All right. Next thing on the agenda, get my little Hammond collection dinosaur. I don't know that I'm going to do anything with this tonight, but I need to. This is the super action stuff. I really want to do something with this, some graffiti, customize it. This thing got Amazon really screwed me on this. These things are fantastic. I think he just had to do a price increase on them. They went to like $35, but if you've ever bought one of his little video game consoles or anything like that, you know his stuff is cool. It comes with all kinds of little accessories. But Amazon threw this in, instead of putting it in a box like they do a single battery, they'll put in a huge box, but you get something plastic and breakable, and they put it in a bag. So it kind of got a little busted up. So I'm going to do some customization on this guy. I just haven't quite figured out what to do on it. Yeah. It sucks. You shouldn't have to listen. I order a lot of stuff offline. I live an hour minimum away from, any business that really sells things that I personally want. But having a comic shop, there's no other feeling in the world. When I was a kid, I grew up in the panhandle of Oklahoma, which is, I believe the technical term was BFE, and middle of nowhere. They call it no man's land. You remember the Dust Bowl? You remember the 1930s, the Dust Bowl? They started about 30 miles up the road from where I grew up. So when I say it's the middle of fucking nowhere, it is. They call it no man's land because when the government and the states were trying to dole out where state lines were going to be, nobody wanted this parcel of land. Kansas didn't want it. Texas flat out refused it, and even the Oklahoma as a young territory was, I don't even think the five civilized tribes, the five nations wanted it. They were just like, no, there's nothing there. And some dinosaur fossils and a place called Black Rock for all you Half-Life fans. Talk right, Max. But anyway, it was about a 2-hour trip down to Amarillo, which was the closest big town, and it was a real treat as a kid to be able to go down there. They had a mall. I was like, a mall? Oh my God. Orange Julius. What a day. There was the Good Mall, which was by Toys R Us and had the cool shops and stuff. And then there was the Shitty Mall, which had the only comic book shop. So you had to make a choice. You get to go to the comic book shop, or you got to go to the fancy mall. And I would choose the comic book shop every time. And God, what was it? Where is it? Big Apple Comics? I don't even know if they're there anymore. Let's see if it's still around. Amarillo. Yep, they are Big Apple Comics and Collectible. Oh wow, they actually have two more. Um, looks like they're no longer in the mall though. So there you go. So yeah, Big Apple Comics and Collectible. That's where I used to go as a kid, Amarillo, Texas. And the first printing, first issue of Watchmen I bought was from there. Um, God, just so many. There's no feeling like walking into a comic book shop, especially one that, if it's just nothing but some new comics and a bunch of Funko Pops, it's hit or miss. But when you got one and you can just smell those old comics, not a musty smell. Um, that acid free vinyl bagging and that hard card back, you know, it just I don't know what that smell is. It an archival smell. It's and then fresh publications always have that fresh publication smell. And but there's no other feeling than walking into a comic book shop. The one Excalibur Comics, those guys are fantastic. They've got every game you could ever want. They've got a Hardy Dungeons and Dragons section. They got a whole row of Gundams and miniatures. And then they've got you're smelling the glue. Yeah, I probably am. You can always tell when Max is high, man. He starts talking about comic book shops and shit. But there's for me, I know some people are spoiled and they just don't appreciate the shit they have. But for me, where it was just, I was lucky to be able to go into a comic book shop maybe once a month. But more times than not, it was, probably 4 or 5 times a year until me and my buddy he got a car and we were like, we could drive, or I would borrow one of the used cars off my parents' lot and we'd sneak off to Amarillo. And it was, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's go to the comic shop, you go to Hastings to steal magic cards, and then you go to the game store to check out the Warhammer and the D&D books. So that was, and then the knife shop, because you had to check out the new swords and whatever knives. So stick 'em tools. But maybe it can't just be me, the feeling of walking into a comic shop. Just to be excited about just, what new comics are there. Uh Excalibur's great because I've got a pull cabinet. So I walk in, I know that they're going to have some comics for me. And it's holy crap. Excuse me. I remember comics. Oh my God. I'm old enough to remember 50-cent comics, you know, and I remember bitching about G.I. Joe's going to $1. Now it's $3.99 for a little tease of some Larry Hama. And man, I remember that we had some of my spare comics as a kid. I set up and sold at they had something going on at the where I grew up at a little activity center out there, and I sold comics at it. And it was the first time I was ever reprimanded for my collection because I didn't have any of them in bags and didn't have any card backs or anything like that. And this guy, this comic nerd, just came up and totally like just tore into me. You know, I'm like, God, I couldn't have been more than 12 before I became a rambunctious teen. So I was still pretty innocent. So I could 12, 13, 14 is it was all downhill from 14 on. I've been a shit show since then. But this guy come up and was just like, none of these comics are worth a shit. You don't have any of them in bags. None of them are on, you know, and oh, hold on. I just got a notice. We're having trouble streaming to Facebook. Oh, well, it was good while it lasted, Nakatosh Studios. Oh, I hope there wasn't an interruption there. Hold on one second. Let me. Okay. I don't know what that is. If you're not seeing me, Nakatosh Studios, then sorry. It was fun while it lasted. But, oh, yeah. I'm really lucky. I'm pretty much just, I'm rebuilding my G.I. Joe comic collection because when my daughter was born, I sold all my comics. Um, and anyway, hold on, I'll get back to that. So this guy put me in my place. So the next time I went down to Amarillo, I go in the comic shop and I'm just like, why do I need to bag these? Why do I need to? And instead of this guy who had an opportunity to, you know, talk to me, you know, and just say, hey, listen, you really should be bagging these, you know, put some boards behind it. This is why. And, you know, he just trashed me. Don't remember who he was. I'm sure, you know, that history has forgotten him as well as me. So, but the next time I went down to Big Apple in Amarillo, they were like, yeah, totally. You need to get some white boxes so you can stack them upright. You know, lay them down, it folds them, you know, all the little nuances of comic collecting. So I guess even if that guy was an asshole, I guess he at least, you know, sent me in the direction to get me where I needed to be. But just support your local comic shop. That absolutely is just something that everybody should be. And it's good to see you, Haystack. So anyway, super action stuff. These things are fantastic. The back comes off a lot easier if it hasn't been beat to hell by Amazon. Ugh. I mean, holy crap, man. And I will say that I messaged Super Action Stuff on Instagram. He did offer to send me a whole another one. He was really cool about it. He was super pissed off at Amazon, but I'm like, listen, I'm going to be customizing this one anyway. So, but I do need to come up with a plan for what I'm going to do with this thing. So probably, maybe next week, That'll be a great idea for a show. We'll sit down with a notebook and we'll do a few ideas on paper before I put it on plastic. And let's see. Oh, I know something that I need to do. You guys are welcome to watch. Again, we're just doing random shit. Get done. So, this I need to refill my fountain pens. Oh man. Yeah, kids are expensive. This one, I don't know if this one needs. This is my Mont Blanc. I think this one's full. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. So I do not need to refill the Mont Blanc. Put that back over there. But this one, I'm getting a little worried about this one. This is a Lamy. And it just not want to stay full. And I don't use it often enough. I hope it's not all down in the inside of that cap. I can look, can I? Yeah, pretty clean down there. Anyway. Yeah, cyberpunking it would be kind of cool. I am planning at some point to pick up those cyberpunk figures. I am. Of course, I'm not going to be doing anything until I get a roof put on this damn house. I am running out of places to put toys that is not leaking. My roof leaking the other day kind of scared the shit out of me. And let me tell you, who at this very moment does not have the dinero to put a new roof on his house. These, if you like fountain pens, these Lamys are fantastic. They are built for everyday use. They hold a variety of ink. Now, all I ever use is Mystery Black from Mont Blanc because I am an elitist snob. But there are a variety of inks that you can put into it. And it is fantastic for doing artwork or just everyday writing. It's got some good ergonomic to it. They're I don't mind taking this places where I do not want to take this. You know, it so we're gonna see. All right, so that is another thing done. See how we're drawing over here. It's feeling pretty firm, but it's still a little wiggly. Glad I remembered that this went this way and not the other. Listen, you want to know how to fill? I'll tell you the secret. I mean, so see, I don't have enough shit. Stuff all over the place. So if you have a fountain pen, almost any good brand, you can get one of these. They're just kind of a little forever thing. And what you do is any fountain pen that'll take a cartridge, you can just almost pop this in. And you see that little bit there? So you twist it, and what it does is it operates a little plunger. And then you put it back down. So basically what would happen, make sure I get this lid on tight. I'm going to put that sideways. So you would take this, you open up the back and you see that's exactly what I have. So you just take your little nib, wipe it off with a little alcohol wipe or something like that, put it down in there, slide this to where it pushes down, sucks back up the ink. You may have to do it 1 or 2 times until you get a good little little bit in there. See how Lammy's really good. It's got the little windows in there so you can see when it's full. Wipe off the end again, write a couple lines just to make sure, and thou art full. I've got a few older fountain pens that I don't really mess with them anymore. Because there's too many things with them, that some of them have little bladder sacks inside and you got to squeeze it, and it basically does the same thing as this. It's really hard to upgrade them. Most of the time they just completely stop working. Oh, I had a lot more on my desk to do, but I guess I don't. So, we could just BS, I guess. I can't. God, I've got so many pens and pencils and things like that. There's a YouTube channel called Jet Pens, and it's a couple Japanese gals showing you the modern, this new fancy Japanese stationery, and I'm just like, it's like looking at the Sears catalog when I was a kid. It's just like, ooh, that pen. Ooh, soft gel ergo tip. Oh, please, mommy, please. I don't know. I as Haystack can tell you, I draw constantly. I should probably be drawing now. I damn sure know that I should be working on this painting over here that I'm not going to show you because I need to get some more work done on it. But that's probably going to be, that's a tomorrow max thing. But it has got to be done by, well, here. I'll show you how much I'm slacking. So that has all got to be done by May. So I have got 1 month to get it finished. And I've just, it's not, I've got the hard part done. Believe it or not, you're like, you hadn't done shit, Max. Yeah, fuck you too. Um, the hard part is done. Now I just need to get it finished. And I've still got man, and I screwed up the other day, and it's Rowdy Riles fight, blah, 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 both fault because, Little Miss, I can do a 7-hour stream and nobody has to pay the consequences. Yeah. So I did 5 hours in an open mic the other night, and I'm going to tell you, it's this. I don't want to bitch about my health, but it is kicking my ass. I've got 2 good hours of anything every day. If I'm going to be active, if I'm going to be doing a creative or something like that, I've got two. Yes, hashtag blame Rowdy. I'm leaving that up. I love you, Leah. This is my problem with art, or the problem that art has with me at the moment. I have 2 good hours, and that is not enough for me. As anybody who has looked on my video page and seen the, I believe, 6 to 8 hour uh, painting video, which looking at the view numbers, nobody's seen it. So it's whatever for you guys. When I really get into working on my art, um, it the blame Rowdy, blame Rowdy. Blame Rowdy, blame Rowdy. Anyway, hold on, let me put that back up. Yeah, so Max is definitely recovering from a 5-hour live stream, and it was absolute blast. I would absolutely do it again. I miss all my friends online. Um, so it's it's everybody talks about toys and toy tubing and stuff being their escape. Me interacting with people online is my escape, and being able to talk, um and not to four walls, so people that this way people don't think I'm crazy, because I can talk to myself for hours and everybody thinks I'm talking to them. Anyway, no, it's too late for me. Everybody already knows I'm nuts. So, but you're a mad woman. Mad, I say. But this is my escape. So, but getting back to my art, 2 hours is what I've got. And when I really get in, and it's self defeating, because I need to get acclimated to that. Because by not doing so, I'm not getting work done. So it's basically, when if I can't do what I want, I'm going to do nothing at all. And it's not cool, Max. I'm down. Hit me up. At I don't know. I just need to get on it. I need to you guys have my permission to start kicking me in the butt, telling me to get on it. So oh, little Fez. I swear I was thinking that I had more stuff on my desk that I really needed to screw with. I've got to pack up. We've been because of the waterfall in my spare room. I've had to rebox a whole bunch of stuff because let me tell you, I know keep the box is or why keep the box has been a question that I have asked myself repeatedly over the last couple days. And there's some boxes I absolutely need to keep. Some of the ones like the box for the HasLab Hiss has the extra canopy stuff. It's got extra parts in there. The stupid stickers that they keep throwing into this shit. That's the box is part of the package. So getting rid of those. But if my ceiling in that room doesn't quit just pouring, and I mean, holy crap, just coming down the walls. Um, all right. I'm gonna it's the last little bit of this show, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about some of the personal shit I've got going on. So this why this roof leak is such a big deal. So I'm being put on disability, which will, seeing how I have paid my bills, paid my taxes, um, I'm really hoping takes care of me and my family. Because for the first time in months, well, actually, I haven't been able to take care of my family in over a year. And that is hell to me. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's just if whatever you imagine hell to be, this is my hell. Knowing that I am just so broken that I have no control over anything. And, it's admitting you have lost control is enough of a revelation without, you know, problems accruing. And they are, it boy, they are accruing. Um, I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever dealt with anything, whether you're a disabled person or dealt with getting disability or anything like that. It's not something that I know a lot of people. Some people, I grew up with some people who would just be like, "Well, that's just another handout," and you know what? That's my money. I paid it. I want it. So, but and I'm only going to get worse. everything that has happened to me medically at this point is to try to pause what is happening. Um, I have OPLL, which means everybody's heard. Shut up about your OPLL, Max. Um, because of the OPLL, that I have C5 palsy, which means every now and then I just shake for no reason. Um, it might get better. It's probably not going to get better, but it might not get worse, which is at this point, that is the best I can hope for. Um, so, swallowing is a constant problem for me. Um, I definitely, I've eaten. If you've got any military background, you know how they eat in the military, which is, you know, get in line, get that chow in you, and move on. Um, I'm not military, but that has been kind of the way I was taught. Get it in, move on. If I'm going to enjoy food, then I'm going to go somewhere that's going to enjoy. But normally, I'm still pissed off that I can't just pop a pill, and that is my new, you know, screw you, Buck Rogers, you lied to us. Um, take a little pill, and then my poop just mysteriously is non-existent. Eat now, taste later. Yeah, Haystack knows. I knew you were gonna pipe in on that. Max, we talk. Did somebody say military? it Yeah, what they don't tell you is that taste later is the farts that happen afterwards, because if you can smell it, you tasted it. But anyway, it I definitely have to watch out for that. But the most important thing is I just this is this little area right here is all I can do. I can't do anything to help my family. And I'm not saying this because I'm like, oh, so let's start Max a GoFundMe. Nobody's going to donate to it, so don't even bother. But and that's not why I'm talking about it. This isn't Max's. That's not why I'm talking about it. I'm just talking about it because I don't know. Maybe talking about it just makes it more real to me. Helps me accept it. That it all those guys with the handicap tag that get to park right by the front door that I've been jealous of for years. I'm finally going to be one of them. Um, and every day could be the last day. And I know that's, just life. You're like, yeah, live every day you're like, well, literally every day could be my end. If I have a fall, if I twist wrong, if I choke, you can't give me the Heimlich maneuver, uh, because if you do, there's a chance it'll kill me or I'll be paralyzed, which puts more of a strain on my family. And it's hopefully there's a little light at the end of the tunnel, but man, let me tell you, I got some people telling me stories of it taking 2 years to get on disability. And I can tell you that I will be homeless a lot sooner than that. And it sucks because I have probably at minimum at least $50,000 worth of tattoo shop that I'm never going to be able to tattoo again. So why do I need that shit? but nobody's got any. Everybody's in the same boat I am. They're all just as broke as my dumbass. Why didn't you put that money in the bank, Max? Because I needed that book on 100-year-old tattooers. That I needed that book. Listen, it's any tattooer knows that it's always feast or famine. In my family, that's always been kind of a thing anyway, going back to my grandparents. My mom used to tell me stories of just, it was when the good times were good, they were great. And then when it was bad, it was really bad. And this is one of those really bad moments. And my wife we've been through worse. Oh damn, Diaz. That just I'm sorry that shouldn't happen to anybody. I'm sorry you went, that they went through that too. I've got acceptance. I'm past that. I had my natural 5 stages of grief. You get a lot of time when, half of your day is spent just, sitting in a chair. So you can come on and do a couple hours with your friends. But I don't know. I'm definitely not accepting of the helplessness of it. I think that's an adequate term. Knowing the pressure that it puts on my spouse and, my daughter, who's, of an age where she's just discovering her own life and just in time to watch the end of mine. My doctors are, I guess I'm going through, I guess that I'm going through enough that my doctors are constantly asking me if I'm depressed. And I'm just like, well, I'm not, I don't have dreams of oral sex with a shotgun. So we're good. Nobody needs to worry about me on that level. But I'm not used to this. I spent about 4.5 years just kind of backpacking around anywhere I could get around the world. And I always managed to have at least $10 in my pocket, no matter where I went. Always managed to have $10. Somebody, it was, Haystack will appreciate this. It was always some trucker'd pick me up and be like, boy, you look rough. Here's $20, man. Or, it's, or coming back from Mardi Gras back in the early 90s and how I managed to be in a homemade kilt. And this trucker picked me up and was like, son, let me tell you what, we gotta go get you some britches. And Louisiana. But I don't know. It sucks to me. When I was doing all that traveling, I was broke by choice. I wasn't looking for a roof over my head. I had a tent, or there was a Salvation Army there was an underpass somewhere or, a train yard. I didn't give a shit. I was all over the place. Um, Home was wherever I laid my head. And not having any money never bothered me at that time. It always worked itself out. And that's been most of my life. Things have always just worked themselves out one way or the other, be it positive or negative, had some ups and downs, but there was never a time where I thought that it could all be gone tomorrow. And that's a little bit where I'm at now, where it's nobody at the age of 51 should have to be thinking about moving back in with their parents. Um, God, what a night. Haystack tell you, that's my mom's worst nightmare. Oh shit, Matt. There'd be a bunch of people where I used to. Max is coming home. No, we can't have this. What doubly suck about that is Haystack has a really cool rig, and I know that he'd be all down for me hopping in the passenger seat and running around with him, but I can't ride in a truck anymore, not even as a passenger. I could barely handle just getting in the damn car. I'm not supposed. I shouldn't be driving anymore. Mom would probably put me in the old Vietnam era ambulance. Maybe it's World War II. I don't know. My mom's got an old ambulance out back. If anybody's looking for a World War II or a Korean War era ambulance, and Haystack doesn't go get it picked up, holler at me. I got you, fam. I can legally drive it. I still have a chauffeur's license, but I just can't physically drive it. Can't physically even ride in a truck. First pothole you hit on that road, I'd just be. But mm, that I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm sorry your family went. I'm sorry he had to go through that. ALS is shit. I got's bad, but it ain't ALS. That I've got a family member right now who is pretty up there in the Parkinson's department, and watching what it's doing to him, a man I love and respect, and it I definitely it's a catch 22. I know I'm fucked, but I'm not as fucked as some people. And that definitely is a little weird when it comes to my thought process of how I I've got to ask my wife and daughter. It's the lawn needs mowed. I can't do it. I got tree limbs falling on the damn house, apparently causing waterfalls in my spare room. Um, and they're fine doing it, but it shouldn't have to ask. I should just be able to go out and mow my fucking lawn or rake some leaves. Oh, I learned that the hard way. Max cannot rake leaves. Max cannot push a vacuum. Anything that's requires me doing this, mm-mm. At least I still got coffee and nicotine. Bloody hell, man. If those go away, I quit. I quit. I'm gonna go take a short walk, off a long, no, long walk off a short pier. Uh, anyway, a lot of that's been on my mind here lately, and I don't have any answers for it because it's something that, as much as I want it to be, as much as I'd long for that Grand Moff Tarkin level of control that, I it's not I'm not going to get it. I'm not going to get it. No matter how much I want I'm not going to get it. And that is something that I am very much not used to. I'm fine with not being in control of something, but knowing that I have other options. When you're out of options and the control is out of your hands, that's hmm, that's something. And I hope I'm sure everybody on some level has experienced something to this degree. Um, but the level of which I'm going through right now is, and the reason I'm really, again, I'm talking about this because I, I, I need to talk about it. Um, the other side of it is, I'm sometimes, like Diaz, hearing that you've been through something like this, and that we started the show talking, about, living with your mistakes and stuff like that, and and making you the man. I'm pretty sure some of my screw ups are probably responsible for why I am this way today. Um, but karma's a bitch. I think might have been too much of a fuck up, but I don't know. It's hearing some other people are. I don't know. Hearing that it took 3 years for somebody to get disability, I promise you, I ain't gonna make it that long. There will be estate sales. Mm. It that will probably end my YouTube time as well because I don't know. It's we kept up with the StreamYard because my wife refused to let me quit all this. But and my neurologist loves it. So because apparently it does help to some degree with the epilepsy and the aphasia, being able to talk and communicate. So I don't know. Of course, being live on air and having a seizure, as I did uh, about a month or so back, that wasn't fun. But sharing with all this, at least it's oh yeah, Max can't read for a few minutes. Just give him a minute. He'll be back. You hope. But hopefully they just upped my medication again and downgraded me on some of my other. So I'm less dopey. I'm supposed to have some more energy. because if anybody's ever taken gabapentin, um, that stuff, s- it just makes me out. I'm just out all day. No energy, no desire to do anything, no nothing. I don't get my 2 hours a day out in the yard. Um, but some of the other seizure medication they've upped, and hopefully that will help with a lot of things. Uh, Hopefully, reducing the gabapentin will help me get, because it's been putting on weight too. I don't know if anybody noticed, Max getting a little chunky, chunkier, but I shouldn't be. So I don't understand how I can eat like a bird and put on 20 pounds out of nowhere. So all I drink is water all day with some sugar-free lemonade in it. Mm, I think we might. It's still a little. I was really hoping this would be dry tonight and be able to put Sabazi up on it, but I will get it fixed and I'll post up a picture. And oh yeah, so enough of all that with me. Um, Everything's terrible. Everything sucks. Just welcome to the show. Welcome to the shit show. Just hope I expire on air, because then you can clip that and you know, get you some viewer count or something. At least I'll serve some purpose. Um, um, I was doing a giveaway the week before last with a miniature. Nobody had any interest whatsoever in it. So, uh, congrats to my kid who got it. And what? Oh, that's back. No, I'm done with it. All yours. So, so yeah, that's it. Hey, Sneaky, you're late. Come just in time to sneak in the last minute. So that's about all I got. Um, I even thought about reading a book tonight. Got I don't know how well you can, if reading a book on YouTube. You get into some of the public domain things. Um, might be able to do that. Maybe I can find a extra long quote for this evening from our little. Let's see. All right, here we go. How about a little Keats? Can't go wrong with some Keats. Oh, what can ail thee, knight at arms, alone and palely loitering? The sedge has withered from the lake, and no birds sing. What else we got in here? Um, The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. The lowing herd wends slowly o'er the lea. The plowman homeward plods his weary way and leaves the world to darkness and to me. It's from an effigy in a country courtyard. Let's see. How about from the book of Genesis? And God remembered Noah. Did he? What did he remember Noah? What did Noah do that he made him? It is well said in every sense that a man's religion is the chief fact with regard to him. A man's or a nation of men's. By religion, I do not mean there are church creeds which he professes, the articles of faith which he will sign, and the words or otherwise assert. Not this wholly, in many cases, not this at all. We see men of all kinds of professed creeds attain to almost all degrees of worth or worthlessness under each and every one of them. This is not what I call religion. This profession and assertion, which is often only a profession and assertion from the outworks of man, from the mere argumentative region of him, if even so deep as that, but the thing that a man does practically believe, and this is often enough without asserting it even to himself, much less others. The inalienable, silent, never resting thing called time. Rolling, rushing on, swift, silent, like an all embracing ocean tide on which we and all the universe swim like exaltation. Good night, everybody. Be kind to one another and do something good tomorrow. Drink your water.